Imagine having a daughter who never comes home. This is the very nightmare Peggy Bastian has lived and endured because her 13-year-old daughter, Jennifer Bastian, vanished on August 4th, 1986 in Tacoma, Washington. It was a Monday, and Jennifer was on a summer break. She left home and rode her 18-speed Schwinn bicycle to Point Defiance Park to train for an upcoming bike tour. She left her home at around 2:30 in the afternoon and wrote a note saying she would be back by 6:30. It is less than a 3-mile stretch from her house to the park, and I am retracing her final moments on that bike. This is the way she went, oblivious with what was going to be happening to her. Several witnesses saw her at the park that day. When Jennifer did not return home at the appointed hour, her mother called the police. Bloodhounds completed tracking at 5:30 a.m. the following morning, and the park closed for 3 days for a massive search. She was not located. Jennifer's body was found 28 days later. A witness had contacted park police and reported he was jogging with YMCA Running Club, and they noticed an odor on a jogging trail off the pathway. German Shepherd search dogs, GSSD, conducted a search of the area where the odor was reported. Her body was located in a wooded area and her bike was located close to her body. She had been raped and strangled. Police found DNA near her body and submitted about 30 cheek swabs of potential suspects to the lab for comparison. For years, police suspected that Jennifer was killed by the same man they felt killed Michaela Welch. Michaela's remains had been found 4 months earlier in a ravine of another Tacoma park. She was 12 when she disappeared, and she too had been on a bike on her way home to care for her sisters. Police found her body the same night. But the culprit responsible for Jennifer's disappearance would not be caught for another 3 decades until the development of advanced DNA technology. In April 2016, the Tacoma police announced that they were relaunching the investigation into her case. The department activated its child abduction response team and treated it like the death of Jennifer had just occurred. The team made a list of suspects the police were hoping to get DNA samples from. In that list was Robert D. Washburn. In May 2016, he was arrested after the DNA sample he had voluntarily provided matched the semen sample retrieved in 2013 from the crotch area of Jennifer's bathing suit that she had been wearing at the time of her death. Robert Washburn confessed to the murder of Jennifer Bastian. On January 25, 2019, he pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. His plea statement detailed how he had killed Jennifer. He had grabbed her by the hand, led her into the woods, and strangled her till she was dead. Washburn had prepared the site before raping and murdering her. His guilty plea ends a case that left the city in Tacoma in shock, and Bastian's family searching for answers for decades. Washburn had been a person of interest in the case since 1986, but investigators never had direct evidence linking him to Bastian's death until May of 2018, when Tacoma police asked him for and got a DNA sample. It matched DNA left at the crime scene, and Washburn was arrested at his home in Eureka, Illinois. Patty Bastian and Jennifer Bastian's older sister, Teresa, confronted Washburn in court after he entered his guilty plea. He was sentenced to nearly 27 years in prison. He is currently serving his sentence at the Washington State Penitentiary and will probably be there until the end of his life. I can see why she loved riding her bike in Defiance Park. It is just magical here. Picnic tables, trails, people walking their dogs, riding their bikes, looking at the view. You would think it's quite safe.